Hello, my brothers and sisters, family members and friends and students. Today, I want to talk about the best type of leadership. Let me say it again, the best type of leadership. Lastly, the best type of leadership. Today, I want to take the time to talk to you about leadership in general. When we talk about leadership, there are several types of leaders in this world. Many people lead on the job. They may lead on the sports team. They may lead in the community, in the church, in the military, and government, and even in the household. Of course, the classroom. Many people are leaders indirectly and don't realize that they are leaders in some form or fashion. The leader that I want to talk about today, in my opinion, is the best type of leader. And that leader is a servant leader. In the Bible, Jesus demonstrated that type of leadership. Even though Jesus was God's Son, our Redeemer, our Savior, the Messiah, he served people in a manner that was extremely different from a dictator. In the Gospel according to John in the New Testament, coming from chapter 13, John gives an account of Jesus talking with his disciples and teaching them basic principles of how to be a servant leader. Jesus talked to his disciples, taught his disciples, and then he demonstrated these leadership skills to his disciples. Many of us have read and heard the story of Jesus doing something very different. Some people may even say humiliating. But he also taught them the basic principles of how to be a servant leader. Now, let me give you these 4 things, if you don't mind, that good servant leaders do, according to John 13. Number 1, a servant leader shows humility. Let me say that again. A servant leader shows humility. Humility in leadership is essential in servant leadership. Jesus, our Savior, demonstrated this quality effectively. In John 13, 4 through 5, Jesus, our Messiah, did something that many leaders would never do. Jesus did the following. This is verse 4 from chapter 13. So he rose from the table, took off his outer garment, tied a towel around his waist. Verse 5 says, then he poured some water into a wash basin and began to wash his disciples' feet and dry them with the towel from around his waist. Jesus washed his disciples' feet. The leader did. In the time of Jesus, there wasn't paved streets like we have today, and a person's feet was very dusty. And Jesus took on the role of extreme humility and care and washed his disciples' feet. This act was a profound act of humility, symbolizing servanthood, spiritual cleansing, and love, not only for his disciples, but for everyone. A true servant leader must show humility. Number 2 of the 4 things that a good servant leader does. Number 2, a servant leader leads with responsibility. A good leader, servant leader, knows that he or she must be able to lead in a responsible manner. That person does not shrug their responsibilities to someone else, but take accountability of the leadership role that is given to them. In John 13:12 through 14, let me read it. It says, after Jesus has washed their feet, he put his outer garment back on and returned to the place of the table. And that's what he said to them. Do you understand what I have just done to you or for you? He asked. And verse 13 says, you call me teacher and Lord, and it is right that you do so, because that is what I am. I, your Lord and teacher, have just washed your feet. You then should wash another's feet. So he demonstrated the responsibility. Jesus told them and taught them that just as I did, you should take on the responsibility or accountability to wash one another's feet, just like I did for you. A servant leader leads with responsibility. Number 3 of the 4 things that good servant leaders do. A servant leader communicates effectively. A servant leader communicates effectively. When a servant leader communicates, he or she does not only do it with their words, but with their actions. Many people say, do as I say, but an effective leader demonstrates it with actions. In John 13 chapter, 14 through 15, Jesus said this, I, your Lord and teacher, have just washed your feet. Okay? I have just washed your feet. So you then should wash one another's feet. Verse 15 says, I have set an example for you so that you will do just what I have done for you. So what Jesus did, Jesus talked the talk and he walked the walk. So if you're going to talk about it, leader, brothers and sisters, if you're going to talk about it, be about it. And lastly, of the 4 things that good servant leaders do, a servant leader is willing to do the dirty work. A servant leader is willing to do the dirty work. Sometimes when becoming an effective leader, you have to do some things that may be uncomfortable. To wash a man's feet was not clean. It was not a sanitary job. But Jesus did it. He not only did it as an effective leader, but you must handle the backlash from some people as well. Now, in John 13:6 through 9, Jesus came to Peter. This is the outspoken disciple, to demonstrate true leadership as this happened. So verse 6 says, this is what he says. He, which is Jesus, came to Simon Peter, who said to him, are you going to wash my feet, Lord? Verse 7, Jesus said to him, you do not understand what I am doing, but you will understand later. And this is Peter, the puffed up guy, which I love Peter. He declared, never at any time will you wash my feet. Jesus said, if I do not wash your feet, you will no longer be my disciple. And Jesus responded in verse 9. Responded in verse 9. And he said, Lord, do not wash only my feet, then wash my hands and my head too. So Jesus calmly handled that backlash from his outspoken disciple in a way that was decisive and calm. You can't be a coward and be a leader at the same time. As a teacher and minister, I constantly am trying to do my best to serve in the capacity of a servant leader, because I know that I cannot be successful by myself. I need to be able to encourage people, serve people, be kind to people, inspire people, and love people to be able to get the best out of them. Now, just as Jesus, our Savior, in all of his glory, majesty, and dominion, took it upon himself to give examples of how to be a servant leader. This is what he did. Jesus demonstrated humility. Jesus demonstrated responsibility. Jesus demonstrated effective communication. And Jesus demonstrated the willingness to do the dirty work. I just want you to have a great week and understand that the best leader is a servant leader. God bless you.